in like a diary, right? A diary being something that I write, usually you're intended to be the only person who's going to read it, and that's why you don't lie, right? So apply that concept to the work that you make, right? I'm also trying to apply a similar concept because I've been thinking about this as well. Like, what is my channel and like what I'm doing there? And the closest thing I can think of is if my photography is my diary and my channel is not the work, but it's something else. What I think it is I think it's honestly, it's like a book club.
Yeah.
A place where like-minded people who share common interest, reading books, Final Cut Pro, photography, can have a conversation about this thing that they care about. And it's not finished work, but it's honest, open dialogue about what they think is going on in the story, in the movie, in the book, in the photo. I was watching a photography video last night from, I think it's the Photographic Eye, and he was talking about William Eggleston's photo of the tricycle. And sort of, it's like some people are like, oh, I don't get it, man. Like, what is, this is art? Okay. And other people are like, oh my God, the reaction that they have. And the nature of the video is, we're just in a community, and we're not sitting across from each other like you and I are, but we're just having a conversation. He puts out his thoughts on something. We respond in the comments. Same thing with my channel. Hey guys, this is what I thought of about Final Cut Pro. Here's my thesis. Here's how I'm defending it. I want to know what you think. Tell me how I'm wrong in a constructive, nice, sharing, friendly way. And bring your ideas. So just like you did with the diary idea, I'm like, oh yeah, I never thought about that.
It's just like open public discourse.
Yeah, public discourse. But there's there's not a wall to the community, but but there is sort of, it's encapsulated a little bit.
Well, I mean, you
and that's what I like about
the
your
wall
channel
thing is
too.
interesting too, because we talked about the Mark Andreessen, Rick Rubin. He talked about
tetragrammaton.
What was the was it Usenet? What was it?
Oh gosh.
It was like it was basically, it's a forum board. In the 90s. This predates my internet time.
Yeah.
And but
probably a little bit of mine. I was I was like 95, 96 when I first got on.
And this was like, but basically he said when network effect, like the natural effect of the network effect is that it dumbs down the community over time, because like the old joke is, I would never be a part of a club that would accept me as a member.
Right.
He's like, but that becomes true because every time a new set of members comes in, the set of, I guess, there's a reason there's admission limits and things like this. And, that's not to be, some people utilize that as an elite thing and like, oh, we're better. But it's like,
gatekeeping.
For a lot of things, it makes sense to have the structure that way. And I think
it's almost a form of quality control, right?
Quality control. Yeah. Just, hey, this is, there's a set of expectations.
Yeah.
You have to understand this, at least this much, to get the point of entry.
Like a prerequisite for a college course.
Yeah.
And prereqs.
Well, so I was talking about it's like a public discourse. I think public discourse would probably be, the unfortunate thing is that you see this in a lot of little clubs or whatever. Like groups of people online where nobody can just come and, there's a way to, I guess what I'm trying to say, there's a way to handle somebody who's, you don't have to be aggressive when somebody's like not at the same level of understanding, because I am not at the same level of understanding as most people in the world at most things in the world. And there's a couple of things though that I'm at a higher level of understanding, but that's completely just up to the person and the experience. And so it's like, I could just as easily talk to somebody and sound like a complete idiot talking about some of the things that I think I know stuff about. So like, just imagine, you know what I'm saying? There's a way to deal with that though. And I think we'd probably be better off if every public interaction was approached from the sense of be respectful. But then like you created everybody's got to be right. And if somebody's trying to come in with something different, it's like, no, you're wrong. This is about this,
yes.
or
yes.
this is about, you see this in movies and literature and photography all the time, where it's like, it's not about that. It's about this.
Oh gosh.
It's like, I'm pretty sure it's not about any of those things. It's probably about all of those things.
Yeah.
But it's just this, it turns into this intellectual pissing contest, undeservedly, and where you have people that think they're elite because they happen to understand one thing that somebody else doesn't, and they use that and they hold that high because there's some kind of personality deficit that they're trying to fill.
Well, I think it goes back to your documentary, Century of the Self, like all that programming or whatever it is that makes us want to individualize so intensely that, first of all, we have to come up with it first. We have to have like the offbeat, unique perspective that nobody had thought of, but then all of our quote unquote followers go, oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. Oh, you're smart. We want to be led by you.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's, to me, then what does that all come back to? It comes back to ego.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the sunrise.